pro-Russian separatists control this area and they control access to this train. The carriages are refrigerated and they now act as a morgue. Today, international observers were allowed access to check conditions and declared themselves satisfied. But the West is far from satisfied with Russia, which ultimately it blames for the disaster.
We should be absolutely clear about what caused this terrible tragedy to happen. The context for this tragedy is Russia's attempt to destabilize a sovereign state, violate its territorial integrity, and arm and train thuggish militias. Those of us in Europe should not need to be reminded of the consequences of turning a blind eye when big countries bully smaller countries.
A matter of minutes later, President Obama reinforced the message.
Given its direct influence over the separatists, Russia, and President Putin in particular, has direct responsibility to compel them to cooperate with the investigation. That is the least that they can do.
There is a suspicion that the separatists want to destroy incriminating evidence. This was the scene over the weekend at the crash site. They control this part of the country, and the Ukrainian government brands them drunken terrorists. It wants Moscow to act.
What they can do, they can supply weapons, they can send well-trained agents, they can support these guerrillas, but they have to stop. And President Putin needs to realize that enough is enough.
Russia has slightly softened its tone in the face of possible EU trade sanctions.
Никто не должен и не имеет права использовать эту трагедию.
President Vladimir Putin pledged to bring a peaceful end to the wider conflict, but insisted no one had the right to use MH17 to achieve their own selfish political goals. No one told the fighters in Donetsk about a peaceful end to hostilities. Tension remained high around the city today, echoing the increasingly fraught international diplomacy.